With ABC's Terry Moran, who has covered the Supreme Court for years.
From the first moments, the news of the leaked opinion on abortion drove people to the steps of the Supreme Court in outrage and joy.
Your backwards views have got to go, hey, hey. Ho, ho. Your backward views have got to go. Right body, right choice. Well, abolish abortion.
The leaked document, dated February 10th, is labeled the first draft of an opinion of the court. Written by Justice Samuel Alito, the 67-page draft opinion is clear, sharp, and scornful, declaring in its opening paragraphs that Roe v. Wade must be overruled, and that the 1972 ruling was egregiously wrong from the start. Alito adding, its reasoning was exceptionally weak. Several times, Alito describes medical doctors who provide abortion services as abortionists. And Alito dismisses the argument in Roe v. Wade that the right to choose abortion is part of the constitutional guarantee of liberty and privacy, insisting the inescapable conclusion is that the right to abortion is not deeply rooted in the nation's history and traditions. Foreseeing the controversy that overruling Roe will generate, Alito writes that the court must be above it all. We cannot allow our decisions to be affected by any extraneous influences, such as concern about the public's reaction to our work. The leaked opinion is written on behalf of 5 conservative justices, 3 of them appointed by President Donald Trump, and they were all pressed about whether they would overrule Roe v. Wade at their confirmation hearings.
So a good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court, worthy as treatment of precedent like any other.
Justice Brett Kavanaugh was even more specific.
One of the important things to keep in mind about Roe v. Wade is that it has been reaffirmed many times over the past 45 years.
Senator Susan Collins of Maine, a supporter of abortion rights, was a critical Republican vote for Kavanaugh and Justice Neil Gorsuch. But today, in a statement, she says they may have deceived her. If this leaked draft opinion is the final decision and this reporting is accurate, it would be completely inconsistent with what Justice Gorsuch and Justice Kavanaugh said in their hearings and in our meetings in my office. Today, a spokesperson for the Supreme Court confirmed that Alito's draft opinion is authentic, but added that it does not represent a decision by the court or the final position of any member. But outside, at the steps of the court, it felt like the deed had already been done. She might grow up in a country without the choice.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's horrible. It's so depressing. It's shocking. I can't believe it. And it makes me want to move to a different country.
This moment, it must feel like triumph is at hand.
Indeed, it does. When I saw it, I was texting everyone. I mean, it was just, what? It's incredible. And
with joy.
With joy, indeed. We're ecstatic.
For the institution of the Supreme Court, the leak itself is an unprecedented crisis. Chief Justice John Roberts issuing a statement calling the leak a singular and egregious breach of trust that is an affront to the court. But Roberts insisting the work of the court will not be affected in any way. Roberts has ordered the marshal of the court to launch an investigation into the source of the leak.
The court should tune out the bad faith noise and feel completely free to do their jobs. They should follow the facts and the law wherever that leads.
But Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren was anguished.
This is what the Republicans have been working toward this day for decades. They have been out there plotting, carefully cultivating these Supreme Court justices so they could have a majority on the bench who would accomplish something that the majority of Americans do not want. 69% of people across this country, red states and blue states, old people and young people, want Roe versus Wade.
And so let's bring in Terry Moran at the Supreme Court. Terry, we can hear demonstrators on both sides really there in the audio behind you. I know the court says that this draft ruling, though they confirmed it's authentic, does not represent necessarily the final position of any member. But bottom line here, the language could change some. But for people at home trying to track where all this is headed, you've covered the court for years. How often do the numbers change on the court, especially on an issue like this one, in the weeks before the final ruling?
It's rare, David. It has happened. It's happened in some high-profile cases that justices switch their vote. But in this case, given the oral arguments last December when the conservatives were clearly asking questions not about whether to overrule Roe versus Wade, but how they might do it, and given the strength and force of this opinion, it's clear the writing is on the wall. These people know it. Roe's days are numbered. David?
You can hear the deep emotion behind you there, Terry.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.